Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Just to make sure the sound is right. Hello, Milkovic. Hello to the people they join us from YouTube Live, from those you join us through Zoom. So let's get started. As you guys know, thank you so much for the clarification, Raquel. Hello, Andre. As you guys know, this webinar is for market updates and not for any personal advice. So guys, please make sure you follow us on Telegram so you never miss any news announcement and any updates we release. Also, YouTube channel, it's really important, guys. Please just go to YouTube, find Admirals Global, subscribe, and also like this video. I will appreciate it a lot. Let's move on. A promotion we have currently running is it's an important for US traders because we drop the spreads down about 15, 20, 25% some occasions, so you can take advantage of spreads. Okay, Raquel says that sound is unsustainable. Guys, is that anyone else who has problem with the sound, or it's only Raquel? Just to make sure, so I can check my internet connection. It shows full here. Fine there. Okay. So guys, if any problem arises with the sound, just please let me know during the webinar, okay? Because I don't know who maybe has problem. Now let's move on. The high impact news for the day. We are on Wednesday, July the 6th. We are expecting the European announcement about retail sales. We see the number trying to increase around 1.52%. If that's going to happen, and if the actual will confirm the forecast, then we will most likely experience a bit of bullishness with the euro. Now, just be mindful that yesterday we had rising on the interest rates on behalf of the Australian. So the market, we know the markets, when they experience interest rates hikes, they have the tendency to push higher. However, the Australian dollar, it's been one of the weakest currencies lately. We will see this week how the market will react, but in general, interest rates didn't help the Australian dollar to rise, so it shows the weakness in this market. Let's go to the charts now. Okay. Can everyone see the MT5 platform? Can you type just a quick yes if everything is fine? Is everything okay for everyone? Yes, yes, okay, perfect. As usual, we start with the pound USD. Now I'm on the weekly chart. Guys, did anyone had a chance to participate? Hello, Gilbert, to participate on my webinar I hosted yesterday. I talked about market structure and institutional market analysis. Okay, so for those you haven't had the chance to listen the webinar live, please make sure when we're going to upload it on YouTube, go and listen it. You're going to add so much value to your trading. You're going to gain so much of technical information about the charts, about how markets are moving. And I talked about this stuff, about the lower highs, lower lows, about the trends. So we put our support on the weekly chart, and we put our resistance somewhere close to the current price. Let's say it's this point here and this point here, where the market reacted in the past. What do we have now? If we go on the daily, we zoom in and we see that the market is sitting right on this support. So we have to wait and see what the market is going to do. Padel asked a question, was that webinar in the afternoon? It was yesterday at 6 p.m. Eastern Summer European time. So let's move on. We are sitting, as we said, at this support here. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we would like to see a break and close below this support. So to start looking for short. For now, pound USD on the sidelines. Euro USD, we go on the weekly chart. You can see that it broke this area of support where since the 1st of May, we have 1, 2, 3 unsuccessful trials to break through, but yesterday the sellers managed to break this level. So the plan for today is, as a swing and trend following traders, we want to see the price to come somewhere around these areas to make the retest. So it's going to give us a good entry point somewhere around here with a pin bar or with an engulfing bar. So we're going to have some room to make at least 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So we are waiting for the pullback. If the pullback will never happen, just to remind you, it's part of the trading and it's fine. There are a lot of pairs and markets to watch. So we don't just rely on one particular currency pair. Australian dollar, US dollar. Remember, guys, last time that was on the July 1st. Remember, we had that session, I think it was on Monday, and we said very clear that with a push, a pullback around these areas here, and I marked it for you, and I hope that everyone added to their watch list. We were on the 4-hour, and I said usually the currency pairs, they have the tendency when they retest a strong broken support to pass it through a little bit before they resume. And here we have a price action which allowed us to participate in this move. And I hope that many of you took that trade. It was a 3-to-1 entry was here. Stop always above the last high, the recent high. That was the stop. And take profit was down here, and it was a 3-to-1. So if you were risking 1%, you can make 3%. If you were risking 2%, you can make 6% on this trade. Okay, regardless of the amount you were risking. So it was one of the trades I took, that one that was on the trading plan. Let's move on. USD Canadian Dollar. We talked about this pair that the market structure broke here. The buyers, they didn't manage to close higher. So the consequence was the sellers to step in and push the price lower. But we said that we didn't have any lower high, something to help us initiate short positions. So we say that we didn't want to participate in this broken swing and go short because the general market is still bullish. We don't have a structure of lower highs and lower lows. Okay. So if we don't have the lower highs and lower lows, we don't look for short plays. But on the other side, we didn't have a higher high and a higher low. We see the market stop making higher highs. So we said it's a bit of uncertain environment here, and it wasn't something I participate. If anyone took, for example, this pin bar, entry here, stop there, you have already made a good reward based on your risk. Okay, I didn't do anything with this one here. Let's move on. Pound yen, USD JPY. We are still in this bullish structure. However, the market is not making clear higher highs, so nothing to do with this one here. And for a reason, I have that sell stop, which is not valid anymore, and I will cancel this order. Then we go to pound JPY. We see this market here after we saw that the buyers, they didn't manage to close higher. Then we saw another attempt from the buyers to push the price and make a new high, but they didn't make it. So from this point, we had, that was a high, that was a lower high. You can see this high is lower than this high. Now, I said, okay, that's a good sign. If we go down to the 4-hour chart and we have a lower low as well, and the structure of lower highs, lower low. Guys, I talked about this pair specifically as well on the webinar last night. So we had this lower low here, we had this lower high. So at this point, you could initiate short positions. Okay, I didn't participate on that one. I participate on the New Zealand JPY. I shorted from this point here. I'm still on the trade. However, I was about to close the trade yesterday, but I moved my my target from this point here to that point here, so I could show it to the people last night. But now the market is not moving in the direction I would like to move, so we would like to close this trade. Let's go here. We make 250 euros on this trade. So if we close the balance now, okay, so in this account here, I'm on 2,694 euros and 30 cents on profit. This account, it's a 10,000 euros initial deposit. Okay, so what do we have with this trade here and why I took it? When you're going to watch the webinar about the institutional market structure I presented, you will see that we have 6 tries from the buyer side to push this market higher. They didn't make it, so the sellers at some point they stepped in. So we don't have higher highs, we have lower highs here. Then we go on the day and we have a strong resistance. Then we go on the daily chart and we see similar structure like on the pound yen. So we have here a high and we have a lower high here. So we made that swing on the daily. If you go down to the 4-hour chart, that's where my entry point was. So the market made this lower low. We have this high and this high. Now this is lower high, another lower high, lower low. So here was my entry. The stop was somewhere here, and the take profit should be around these lows. However, as I told you, I moved it to the downside. I just closed the trade today with more than 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So euro yen on the daily chart, we have the same scenario. Market unable to make new highs for third trial. So if we take as reference this swing point, the market is making lower low. However, we approach a level where buyers maybe they're going to step in. So we don't know what's going to happen from here. Yesterday, again, it was a good opportunity for all the yen pairs to trade them on the short side. I mean, we buy the yen and we sell the other currency pair, JBP, Euro, Aussie, and so on, New Zealand. Euro Canadian Dollar. We managed to break below this zone. Remember, guys, I told you that at some point this range, it has to break and give a direction to the market. Now we see that the market is trying to push higher. In many occasions, after a break of an intense consolidation area, the market has the tendency to come somewhere to sometimes in the middle of the consolidation, and then it keep moving to the downside. However, we have to be mindful with our risk if we're going to participate in this, as I like to call it, a bit of dangerous area. If we go on the 4-hour chart, we see a good market structure here with a series of lower highs and lower lows. Now, if the market is not going to push really deep into this consolidation and it's going to just stay somewhere around this area here, I will initiate short positions if I see the price action. I would like to see the pin bar on the bearish engulfing. Pound cat on the daily chart, we have we are still in this consolidation area. We are at the level of support, so I don't have any clear bias on this market right now. For sure, I'm not going to buy here on this support because we have 1, 2 so far and 3 rejections, but the buyers didn't push immediately to the upside like they've done here. So no, not much to do with this market right now. Euro Australian dollar. Finally, it moved away from this area where at the past retested a few times the last couple of weeks. So the market is trying. We have this low point of reference. You see, that's a swing. If the market is going to break below this swing here, I would look for the next pullback to go short, okay, and target somewhere this area or even these levels here, okay. So we have this on our watch list. We said we have this on the watch list. Euro New Zealand made a lower low. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that we have this. We have high, we have lower high, now we have a lower low. So lower high, lower low, we have our swings. If the market is going to pull back somewhere around here, I would definitely like to participate in this one. If you guys use trend lines or if you use channels, it's also a very powerful, channels are very powerful lines to draw in the market, because they can show you the sequence, the frequency of the move. And for many traders, for many technical analysts, it's something they are using a lot. So if we have a pullback around this area, we can start looking for shorts. So we have another pair on our watch list, Euro New Zealand, Pound Oz, another lower high, lower low here. We broke away from this support. Now we expect this support to act as resistance. So another one on our watch list, we can see if the market is going to push around this trend line. We can go short if you like. So we have pretty much few pairs to keep an eye on today as well, and for the next days. Pound New Zealand on the 4-hour, did we talk about that? Not yet. So we have this bearish engulfing on the daily. So if the market on the 4-hour, it's going to make this pullback to give us a good entry, then it will be a good pair to trade as well. Euro pound, really, it's something I would like to stay away from this. It's mess. You can see it here. It's just not just trendless, it's completely sideways with small fluctuations. Not even on the 4-hour chart we can have a market structure to allow us to participate in this move. Australia, New Zealand, hovering around this zone. We said that a good short, it was at this level here, the target here. Now that's move, this move is over, so not much to do right now. New Zealand US dollar, we have this formation on the daily with a series of lower lows and lower high. That's the high. It made a lower high. Now that was the low, it made a lower low. So we can look for shorts around this particular broken support, which now can act as resistance. On the 4-hour chart, we will see if we're going to have a bounce somewhere here, and we can start looking for shorts. Gold, we had an arrow here to look for shorts based on this weekly pattern and the daily pattern. However, this pin back here didn't help us a lot to go to the short side. On the 4-hour chart though, if any one of you took this engulfing, that will be great. I didn't take it, to be honest. I wasn't around to see this pattern when it formed, so I'm not in this trade. New Zealand yen, we talked about that. S&P 500, it just moving on the sideways here. However, the market structure, it's still bearish. We have lower lows and we have this high here, so we have lower highs. So we are still looking for shorts unless we're going to have this higher high here. Okay, this high to be higher than that high, and this low is going to be higher than this low here. So let's go to answer some questions. So Andre is asking, is Australian dollar, Canadian dollar forming a double bottom? Let's go to the Aussie CAT. On the 4-hour chart, which time frame, Andre? I assume you mentioned about the 4-hour chart, and you can say that it's a double bottom, okay, because we have this test of this area here. Now the market is making a higher high. We broke away through this trend line. So yes, someone can say that we can start looking for buys here. Another question from Andre, and New Zealand Canadian dollar have a divergence. New Zealand CAT. Yes, if we throw an indicator here, let's put the MACD, we find it. Where do you see the divergence, Andre? Okay, let's just put the MACD, it's fine. Yes, very strong bullish divergence. We can see this low point here. The market make the lower low, and the indicator put a lower high. The market made another lower low. The indicator made another high. So yes, we expect this market to show momentum to the upside. That's what we expect. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Guys, as I told you the other times, the divergence, first, they change the face of the market. If the market it's in a trending phase like this one here, divergent first, they put the market in a correction phase. It doesn't necessarily mean that a divergent always it change the trend of the market. It changed the direction temporarily. Okay, in many occasions they change the trend, but to be accurate, we have to understand that when we see divergence, we expect to see a reaction to the opposite side. Thank you, Andre. Peter Eze is asking more explanation on chart patterns. Definitely, Peter, if you stick around, really, I always talk about chart patterns when they appear. However, in 30 minutes, trying to cover all these pairs plus explain chart patterns, it's not that effective. However, I'm doing webinars constantly for now, at least twice a month, which I explain many things about market structure, about chart patterns, about candlestick patterns. So make sure you stick around if you have the availability, or just make sure you watch the recording webinars. But definitely, I'll try to explain as much as possible on the chart patterns. Okay, and thanks for that. So Paddle from the Zoom is asking, at the fundamental level, what does pound USD, why does pound USD dropping? Are prospects looking so bleak after the Brexit stabilization? I had hope a retest. We are miles lower. Okay, now guys, when we talk about fundamental, always the chart reflect the decisions of buyers and sellers. If the fundamentals, they're gonna confirm the trend in the market, then you have something else to weigh your decision to keep those positions in that momentum direction. The fundamentals themselves, if they are not like interest rate decisions and they're going to surprise the market, or the trade balance, or the non-farm payrolls in the USA. Other than these three fundamentals, there are so many news announcements all the time coming out, which for us as technical traders, it's kind of impossible to know exactly why the market is moving the way it's moving based on this particular fundamental. So I will challenge you to see the market analysis from also a technical approach, and to see these levels which I explained: support, resistance, buy and sell orders, so it can be easier for you to implement the fundamental announcement with your market analysis. Okay, that's the best possible way I can put it. If we expect something to hold, or if we expect something to break, that's a simple expectation, but in fact, we are here to trade. We are traders. We open, buy, and sell positions in the market, and we have to make sure that when we initiate the positions, if the fundamentals, they're gonna come and they're gonna change the market direction, whatever, or they're gonna push the price in our favor, all the time we do our job as technical analysis traders with our stops and take profits in target. Okay, and Isaac is asking, kindly check on HK50 support and resistance levels. I've noticed, Isaac, you like trading the HK50. I think I added last time here. There you are. So on the weekly chart, we have this resistance here, which is a significant resistance. We see the market reacted here. And then we have this support. If you go on the daily chart, the first support we have, it's this one here. The second support we have, it's around this level here. So now the daily chart is putting these higher highs. So we have this trend line. If you trade into the upside, again, make sure your risk is in place. Your risk management is in place. So, guys, at this point, I would like to really thank you for participating in this morning briefing webinar. It was my pleasure to analyze the market with you. Please make sure you like this video at the end when we're going to upload it, and hopefully I will see you again on Friday morning, same time, and good luck with your trading. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye for now.